Receive greetings from me. I hope that God has kept you in His right will. I want to share a very short teaching on God's will, not man's will. Think of you driving in a city that you've never been to. You have a GPS that shows the fastest route, but you decide to ignore it because you think you know a shortcut. Soon you get stuck in a traffic, lost, or maybe in danger. The GPS had the best plan, but your choice caused trouble. Life works the same way. God's will is like the GPS, perfect, safe, and full of purpose. Our own plans may seem good, but they can lead to problems. We all make choices every day. Some are small, like what we eat or wear. Others are big, like choosing a career, a life partner, or where to live. But the most important question is, are we following our own will or God's will? The Bible tells us God's will is always the best, while our human plans can be wrong. First of all, let's look at God's will as perfect and good. The book of Romans chapter 12 verse 2 says, "Do not be conformed to this world, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect." What do we see? God's will is always good. What we think is the best may actually harm us. God sees the whole picture. We may only see a small part. Secondly, man's will can be selfish and short-sighted. The book of James chapter 4 verse 13 to 15 reads, "Now listen, you who say, tomorrow or today we will go to this or to that city, spend a year there, carry on business and make money. Why? You do not even know what will happen tomorrow. Instead, you ought to say, if it is in the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that." We are seeing that humans often plan based on what they want. Our plans can fail because we cannot see the future. But if we look at God's will, God's plans always succeed. When we look at this, the book of Proverbs chapter 19 verse 21, it reads, "Many are the plans in the man's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." Thirdly, following God's will brings peace and purpose. Matthew chapter 6 verse 10 reads, "Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven." When we follow God, our lives have meaning and direction. God's will protects us and guides us safely, just like GPS. How do we follow God's will now? Pray and ask God to guide you in every decision. Read the Bible to know God's instructions. Be willing to change your plan or your plans if God shows a better way. Trust God completely, even if His plan takes time or is different from what you want. Therefore, ignoring God's will is like ignoring GPS. You may end up lost or in trouble. Choosing God's will over your own may not be easy, but it always leads to life, peace, and blessings. God's plans is perfect. Man's plan is limited. Let's close with this chapter from the book of Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 to 6. And it reads, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him and He will make your paths straight." May God bless you May God bless you as you reflect on what God's will is.